a bridge to the island. And as of last July, the local county transportation official said the old bridge was in excellent shape. Number 82 takes us to Texas, where $320,000 in stimulus money will be spent to replace public restrooms at Lake Aquila, which must have come as a pleasant surprise to the 136 residents of the nearby town of Aquila. Something similar is happening in Kentucky at number 81. They're going to spend $3.6 million in stimulus money to build a pedestrian trail along the Ohio River. The officials there told the local newspaper, the News and Tribune, that they were, quote, stunned that they got the money. Well, so am I. So finally, we get to number 80 on our list, and this one is priceless. Somehow, Harry Reid got $143,000 into the omnibus bill for the Las Vegas Natural History Museum. We're sure that that'll be on the top of every tourist list when they step off the plane in Vegas.
And here to help sort all of this ridiculous spending out by the federal government is the Wall Street Journal's Stephen Moore. Stephen, good to see you.
Hi, Sean.
You know, if the lists weren't so comprehensive and we're really just touching the surface, I'd almost want to laugh because you don't believe it's possible. You know, explain, this is coming out of, you know, vacation money, car money, mortgage money, I mean, college education, all of this. That's what makes it really doubly sad.
You know, Sean, when the federal government tries to spend $800 billion, which is bigger than the federal government, the entire federal government when I got to Washington in the early 80s, when it's spending that much money that quickly, you're going to have incredible amounts of waste. I mean, you have 101 that you've talking about on this show. There are going to be hundreds, thousands of others as this money gets spent. Remember, only 5% of the money has even been spent yet. And what's infuriating to me in watching all of these examples that you've been talking about is, remember when we had that vote in the House and the Senate to approve the stimulus plan. They said, nobody has time to read the bill. We have to do this right away. We have to do it immediately. No one can read the bill. And now, here we are 3 months later. We're seeing amazing amounts of waste, and they haven't even spent 95% of the money yet.
Yeah, you know, Steve, but don't you care about discovering the causes of pig odor? And don't we need pig odor research and catfish genome research in Alabama? I mean, you know, it just seems, when did we get to this point that this is now the role in many people's minds of the federal government? When did we get away from the idea that, you know, we have limited government? That seems gone by the wayside.
Well, the federal government shouldn't really be involved in a lot of these, quote, infrastructure projects in the first place. As you were saying in one of your reports, it should be funded by the local governments. You know, one of the projects that they're funding is filling potholes in the roads in Davenport, Iowa. Now, look, I'm all in favor of that, but I've never been to Davenport, Iowa. I don't want to have to pay for filling the potholes there. The people who should be doing that are the people in Davenport. And the problem is we now have a situation, Sean, where people in California are funding, you know, sewer systems in Michigan. People in Michigan are funding, you know, road projects and bridges in Florida, and nobody is accountable here. And that's why, you know, it's amazing. It's almost like every state wants to have a bridge to nowhere. They almost feel entitled to it.
Well, and what's the end result? That we're mortgaging our kids' and grandkids' future, Steve. That's the sad part.
Well, $800 billion, it's all being, of course, borrowed, and the money is being printed. And the reason goes back to the very start of this debate. The reason I was so strongly against this is some of my liberal friends could never answer the question, where is the money going to come from? They could, you know, it has to come from either taxes or borrowing or printing the money, and those all have very negative stimulus effects on the economy, as we're discovering now as the dollar has fallen and interest rates are rising.
All right, Steve, as always, thanks for being with us. We appreciate your time. And now back to the Waste 101 countdown. We are working our way to the halfway point. Let's take a look at numbers 79 to 70. Number 79 takes us to Motown, where $4 million is going towards the Old Tiger Stadium Conservation Project, an effort to redevelop the stadium that was abandoned by the team in 1999 and then demolished last year. Next, we go to the Sunshine State for number 78, where $11 million in stimulus funds will pay for a beach renourishment in Miami. How much is headed for the South Pacific? $348,000. That's number 77. Barbers Point Harbor in Oahu, Hawaii will be replacing its AC system and renovating its restrooms. Hey, talk about a royal flush of stimulus money. Even though some of the traffic lights may flash red and yellow, they'll all soon be going green in the Empire State.
Number 76 is costing you $4.3 million to upgrade New York's traffic signals to energy-efficient LED lights. Something similar is happening in Montana at number 75, where 16 of the National Guard's cold storage facilities will get energy-efficient lighting installed. Now, that bright idea is costing you $103,000 in stimulus funds. We head west for number 74 with $1.4 million going towards rebuilding a 50-year-old well in California's Valley Springs Public Utility District. The tiny district pumps water for a mere 272 homes and businesses. A West Virginia country road that takes us home and leads to nowhere is number 73 on our list. Ainsley reported on Corridor H when the state received $21 million from the stimulus package and another $9.5 million from the omnibus bill. The 100-mile highway isn't scheduled to be completed for another quarter century. Number 72 takes us to Oregon, where $13.5 million in stimulus funds will be going to create an enhanced probation program for repeat property and drug offenders who otherwise would be facing prison time, because probation worked out so well for them the first time. More than $272,000 for landscaping. That's number 71. The state of Nebraska will be sprucing up the area along Highway 11, the Loop River Scenic Byway. So next time you're in Cairo, hey, be sure to slow down and smell those stimulus-funded roses. And finally, we get to number 70. The state of Alabama was set to receive $37.5 million to repave Interstate 59, but instead those dollars went to Kentucky. Yep, you heard me right. That was the location of the company that put in the lowest bid. So Alabama's left out of luck while its federal stimulus dollars go out of state. And coming up, the madness just continues with number 69 to 60. Hey, did you know you're paying for a wildlife refuge and an aquatic habitat? Well, keep watching our map. We're watching the grand total in the waste in all 50 states, and the grand total is starting to soar over $200 million.